Hello, my name is Harsh. I don't think I've ever formally introduced myself on this channel, but there you have it. I am going to kind of go into my history with speedrunning. I've been speedrunning for the past 3 years. I recently have decided to take a break from it, / probably quitting. Not quite sure yet, but we'll see what the future holds. But I wanted to do like basically a retrospective on, like how I got into speedrunning, why, I kept going at it, like all the friends I made, and where I am today. So, without further ado, guess we'll kind of explain it. So it all started when I was an 11-year-old kid on the internet. I was new, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was trying to make a name for myself. So, at the time, when I was 11 years old, this game called Pokemon Diamond came out, and, people were, making videos on the internet about it. I was like, hey, this is cool. So, I came across, the first video I came across when I was looking up Pokemon Diamond was this dude called Maryland. There you go, Maryland. Basically, he was just kind of this upbeat dude who did, I don't think they were called, Let's Plays or whatever at the time. He called it, a Pokemon Diamond Adventure. Now, where is it? Okay, here it is. So, he had, a series of 100 or so videos on this game. I came across, I think it was, the third or fourth part. I don't think he was talking or anything. But, as I was kind of watching them, I was this is just a normal dude just, kind of blabbing on the internet about this game he likes. Slightly raging, and, he seemed like he's having a good time. I'm like, maybe I could do this. Maybe, I could do this. I could get into this. And then what kind of further pushed me into doing it, after I came across this dude, I eventually came across another YouTuber named Datai. He doesn't really do videos anymore or anything, but I still talk to the guy to this day on a Discord server. I was never close to him, but he did a bunch of Pokemon solo runs. I think his Starly run was the first thing I watched. I was I kind of want to try this YouTube thing. I was watching Maryland, I was watching this Datai guy, and I was watching kind of just a couple other just random Let's Players I came across, but this dude is kind of more or less who inspired me to go at it, because he was 2 or 3 years older than me. I think at the time I was like, hey, this dude is young. If he can do it, why can't I? So I began my journey into Let's Playing, and I did that for the better half of 3 or 4 years. I've made so many dang videos. So the videos you're seeing here aren't even actually my first ones. My first videos were actually literally just videos where I just uploaded copyrighted music, which are now deleted because, 12-year-old me did not understand copyright, and, he paid for it. But yeah, now, eventually, I did Pokemon Platinum, I did this Castlevania game, I did Dora the Explorer game, which got popular for some reason. I did Link to the Past. I did a bunch of stuff. And, I kind of, at that time, it was just my life. It was just kind of I felt like I was starting to figure out, what I wanted to do, who I was. And, it was fun. I was making friends on the internet, including, this one dude from Ireland who I still talk to this day. We've still never met in person. We need to change that. And then, yeah, it was about 2012, 2013 when I more or less just kind of stopped doing Let's Plays because I was just kind of getting tired of it, and I just didn't feel like I was producing as good videos anymore. So then I took a break for a year. I was focusing on high school. I went through a weird, phase in high school. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but eventually, during that time, I was playing through some of my favorite games I played as a kid. One of them was SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which now has a remake, Rehydrated, which is pretty cool. I played through that again. I was like, this was so much fun. I was looking up like a walkthrough on it. I made a let's play of it myself. After I played that game, I was like, what other games could I play? I replayed this other one that you may or may not know me for playing. I I played this Scooby-Doo Night of Hundred Frights game. Like, I remember it as a kid. I was like, hey, let's play this again. See, like, if this game was still good. And to my surprise, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty decent. I wonder if anyone's done YouTube videos on it. And lo and behold, somebody has. Yep. Mr. Fabulous Fish. I came across as I was searching. Does he still have his old Let's Play up? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was this one. Oh, he doesn't have them up anymore. Okay, well, anyway, I came across this video. I commented on it somewhere 7 years ago. I watched the whole thing. I got to talk to this guy, and, he was a pretty chill dude. He was basically my age. He's just playing this dog game where you collect biscuits and roam around, and use some glitches and stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. How, Let's Players, showing off, somewhat speedrun stuff, and also, glitches and shit. So, I was like, okay, let's get into this. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Then I did a Let's Play of it myself. So, the story here is, I get inspired very easily by people, and then I try to copy them. Okay, well, I wasn't trying to copy them necessarily. I tried to have my own style, but, the games I was playing, definitely, I was inspired by. I also kind of felt that with, Mario Sunshine. After watching that Fabulous Fish's, Let's Play, I forget when it was, 2013, 2014, whenever I watched it, I looked up more videos on, video game glitches and stuff. I came across Skyco. Skyco had, a video on, how to beat Pokemon Yellow in 0 minutes. I watched, he had, some Mario Sunshine videos, I think, too. I watched those. He had, some glitch videos. And then, even before I watched Fabulous Fish, I think I was starting to kind of, figure out, okay, what do I want to do next? I'm, gonna go to college soon, need some entertainment. I found out about speedrunning. I was watching, this person, girl, I guess now, Cosmo Raid, now Narcissa Red. Ignore all the drama videos, but at the time, this dude was just speedrunning Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and he was making money. Look at this. He got on CNN News. He got to tell the world how he made a living off of it. How many people could do that at the time? That was, nuts. I came across him. I came across, a couple other people. And, I'm a Pokemon fan, so I came across... Is he still here? Yeah, here we go. I came across this dude, Wurster. He did, a bunch of Pokemon speedruns. I forget which video I stumbled across of his, because I know he did, a bunch of streaming and such, too. It was either his Pokemon Red or Pokemon Gold speedruns. I think he was streaming on Twitch at the time. Wurster was kind of one of those internet personalities who basically just raged hard to everything. He just, was piss off, game, if if something didn't go his way, or he kind of just had that angry guy personality. At the time I was like, well, this guy's a little too extreme for me, but I do admire that he was speedrunning this Pokemon game. He routed it. He beat the game with Blastoise in under 2 hours. His first run was the first one I came across of his was a 155, I think. Whatever it was. And then I followed him for a couple of years, and while I was in college, I would occasionally tune into his streams. He eventually did Heart Gold, he did the Gen 4 games, he did a bunch of Sonic stuff, I think, and Golden Sun. I didn't actually watch the Golden Sun runs, but I know he did that. Yeah. And then, as I was watching kind of all these people, Wurster eventually came out with this video. Well, it's kind of funny that, I'm giving him a shout out, because this video was how he got into speedrunning. He explained his love for it. He explained, he liked the routing aspect of it. He explained, why he liked it. And, his history behind it. Which is kind of what I'm doing today. And I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta get into this. So then it was like, I was in college, so I couldn't, I didn't have time to record. I didn't have time to, stream or video record. And even if I could stream, it would just be terrible because the internet in my college was terrible. So I was looking up, speedruns, and I was wanting to figure out what game I wanted to do. I was gonna do Mario Sunshine initially, and then I looked up, how to speedrun Mario Sunshine. I can't remember whose tutorial I came across, but the point is, I tried it, and it was way too gosh dang hard because of all the cycles of all, the button pressing and way too much mashing. So I was like, okay, maybe this game's a little too intense for me. So I was revisiting the Scooby-Doo Night 100 Frights game again, and I was like, I want to speedrun this. Okay. So then, I was looking up a video. The first one I came across was Cooper Crisp. Well, if you look him up now, his videos aren't around, but he basically had a 1 hour 58 or 1 hour 30 time. I forget which video I came across, but it was basically under 2 hours, and he was streaming it and such. And it was pretty cool. I was like, wow, people are actually beating this game really fast. And then, I didn't know about, Discord or anything at the time, and then more people, did it, and then I remembered, Fabulous Fish, and I was like, oh yeah, he mentioned he had, world record for, a year or two or whatever, but that was because he was literally the only person that ran the game. So he had, a 2 hour run, then Cooper Crisp, did a bunch of runs, he grinded it down to, 130, and then, eventually a sub-hour. And, then I basically disappeared off the internet for a while. I was in college, I was making new friends, I was getting into, other things, so I more or less just kind of, left it for a while. And then, jump 2017, I got into a relationship with, and long story short, the relationship didn't work out. It was actually at the time the new Star Wars movie was coming out. I was like, hell yeah, this is cool. And then, I got into a relationship, it lasted, a couple months, and then and then it didn't really work out, so I was on my last semester of college, and then I was like, okay, I need to do something to cheer myself up. I need to do something to have fun again, because, I was, regularly exercising, I was regularly, doing things, walking, hanging out with my friends, a lot, and I wanted to, do something else. So then I, got back into, I was looking up speedrunning again. It was 2017, it was middle 2017 when I came across, basically, I went to speedrun.com for the first time because I just didn't know the website existed. I was looking up videos, and the world record I think I saw was for Scooby-Doo Night 100 Frights was a 27 or 26:30 or something. Let me check. Okay, you can see here 35. Yeah, 2017. Okay, yeah, it was definitely this video. I came across this dude, Farinator. I was like, wow, this dude has world record, and you can beat this game in 26 minutes? I was like, that's way shorter than I was, a year ago when I initially watched it. I was following a speedrun. So I checked it out, I was, looking up, what he was doing, and I saw, holy shoot, he skips, literally 2/3 of the game, 3/4 of the game, but just jumping and stuff and doing this really hard skip. So I was like, okay, I gotta see what's happening. So I joined the Discord. I didn't say anything for a couple months because I was just lurking. There was a speedrunning Discord, and I was new to Discord, so I was making my Discord account, making a server. I think that was either my first or second server I joined, because I was on another server with friends, but I didn't really do anything with that server, so this is more or less my first server I ever experienced. And, these dudes were talking about, strats and stuff. These, dudes were, discussing, routing things. I didn't know anybody at the time. I just knew the Farinator guy had a world record. And then I think someone else got a world record. I think it was Kazembo. Yeah, it was Yeah, it was this one, the 2623. I was like, okay, cool. Like somebody made like an ad or something at everyone. He was like, hey, add everyone. Some Kizembo got a 2620 whatever. And like a month or two later, Farrah got his record bad and he got like a 2622. I know it says 21 here, but that was retimed. And after that I was like, okay, I kind of want to get into this. And then at the time, the game was getting more optimized. And then this other dude, like, who I'm still friends with to this day, Admiral, he got a 25 in Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. And that was like, at that time, that was considered like the god time of speedrunning in the game. I was like, holy shit, this dude got a 25? How is that possible? When did he get it, actually? He got it April, okay. So, like, I was kind of just, like, checking out these different people's streams. I was like, okay, if these people can do it, why can't I? So I joined the Discord. I said my very first thing was... The first thing I said was quite embarrassing, to be honest. I was like, hey, I was like, hey, I'm new around here. I want to speed run. I had frights, but I want to do 100%. And everyone looked at me like, you crazy boy? You're doing 100%? Because, okay, I saw all the skips, and it kind of intimidated me at first. Because I was like, okay, this GGS thing seems really hard, all these, like, jumps and stuff. Because I was trying them for myself. I was like, I could not do them. So then I was like, okay, let's just do 100%. So I was on the Discord, and then Baz, who I'm still friends with to this day, like, contacted me. It's like, hey, did you really want to get into, like, 100%? We're looking for skips and stuff. Like, or, like, I think he was asking me if I was interested in, like, glitch hunting or whatever. And, like, at the time... Believe it or not, he was actually asking me about, like, we're looking for, like, a void or something in Pier. And it's kind of funny how that, funny that he mentioned that, because literally, like, 3 months ago from today, we found, like, the fishy skip thing. But yeah, he contacted me, and then I disappeared for a couple months. But I'm not going to get into why I disappeared. It was basically because school. I wanted to finish that, and then I did speedrunning. And then I came back. I'm like, hey, I'm actually serious about this. Can I get into this? And then I did my first run of 100%. I, like, watched the tutorial on how to do it. And then my first run of 100%, I'm just going to show you my speedrun profile, because I have a lot of history here. It was 3 hours and 16 minutes. Actually, I think I didn't even upload my first one because it was like 3.5 hours and it was not even 100%. So my first completed one was this, and I was like, yeah, that sucked. I did another one the next day. I got like a 304, and I was like, okay, this is really tiring. And then somebody, I think, was telling me, man, you should just learn any percent. Like, you're gonna get into the game way easier. And, like... And then, I did. My first any percent run was mine. I don't think this was my first one. This was like my second one or something. My first one was like 50 minutes or something like that. And then the second one I did was like 41. And then I wanted to get into like GGS. Because, like, okay, originally when I was doing like the any percent, I was like, is there any point of doing no GGS if I can just do this in the GGS thing? I found it really hard, and I didn't, I attempted to run with it, and I raged, and then someone told me, just do no GGS, it's the easiest one. So I did that for a couple runs. I then eventually figured out GGS, and as you can see, I kind of grinded my time down from, like, 41 to a 38 to, like, a 33 really quickly. I got a 32. I tried some other categories. And then, I was like more or less 2019, like, 2018, 2019 was when I feel like I was starting to make friends, on the community. Like, I was talking to Baz Raelian, I was sort of talking with Farinator, I was watching Admirals streams a lot, I got to know him really well, and I still talk to him to this day. I got to talk to Sam, who, I didn't realize was going to be my friend eventually, but yeah, at that time, Sam was known as Mario Mahesh, and there's like 0. And you know, the point is, it was like the first time I actually kind of felt welcome in the community. You know, I felt like I was making like friends again online. You know, since I used to do YouTube, and you know, we all had a fun time. 2018, 2019. You know, it was great. 2019, you know, was when I kind of was just trying to get better at it. When did I get my first sub 30? Oh wow. Sorry for the jump cut, but I finally found my video. There you go, 29:38. When did I get this? I got it 1/19/2019. Holy shit, that was like 2 years ago I got that. I got that, and I left a rather sassy comment. And, you know, at the time, I was, like, proud of that run. I was also getting a job at the time, because, like, I graduated college, I didn't have a job, and eventually I found employment, and I did this. I did my job for basically a year, so I didn't really have time to speedrun. And I still hung around the Discord. I, you know, had fun. I wanted to keep up with the community. And let's kind of just jump to 2020 at this point. You know, basically, my friend Sam found this cool skip called Shark Skip. I'll actually show Shark Skip off. Alright, here it is. Okay, so this is the Shark Skip. It's basically just this fucking door clip. You just jump through a door and it works. Why we didn't find that earlier, I don't know. But, you know, that, you know, essentially revived the speedrun for me. I was like, oh shoot, this thing got found. Maybe I should actually go back to this game and get a better time. And better time did I get, because as you can see by this very slow internet speed connection, sorry, things aren't the best right now. Basically, that revived the speedrunning, you know. I was grinding like 100% again, because that was just kind of like my bread and butter like category. That was like my favorite one at the time. I grinded my 26. After I got the 26, I grinded 100%. I got like a low 204, which still is my PB to this day. And then, you know, a lot more people got involved in the community. And at the time, you know, some of the people I looked up to when I first joined speedrunning, they were gone. Like, they weren't speedrunning anymore. Farinator, he basically quit. Admiral, he moved on. So I was like, okay, you know, I gotta make, you know, I want to get like this community kind of back. And there was no Reese Modern tutorial, because at that time, you know, when I joined the community, Farinator's tutorial was the most up to date. But now, with the Shark Skip thing and a couple other stuff we found along the way, you know, things weren't as you know, optimized anymore. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make a tutorial on like how to speedrun this game. It was like an hour and a half. I think it was like an hour long. And some people actually that are on the leaderboards actually watched it. Do I even have my tutorial anymore? Yeah, it was this. Okay, yeah, so it was this beginner no GGS tutorial I made. It got quite a bit of views, and then I made one for the GGS route also, because that was the... Okay, there's my video. But yeah. And then I made one for the GGS route, because, you know, that's the main 90%. Why would anyone care about the other one? People came across it, and then people were grinding. So, like, world record at the time, believe it or not, for 2 years was still Admirals 2558. So then, like, it took a bunch of people a while to get it, and eventually, I think it was Baz that got the 25. And after he got the 25, he kept grinding it down, and then more people like Snowy Moogle, TFX Mortal, Jaxler, and all of them, Kuzembo, they were all, like, grinding on 25s, and, like, I was also kind of part of, like, I guess you could say, the bandwagon. It was, like, cool again, because I was like, oh, cool. You know, this game, you know, which was kind of dying out for a while, was finally getting, like, revived again. Like, a lot more people were running it, and, you know, I was so happy to see, because in 2019, this community was dead. Like, there was just literally me and, like, 2 other people talking, and, like, a handful of other people that were running other games. And, you know, it was just kind of mesmerizing, like, seeing all these different people run the game. And then eventually, you know, the record got down to, like, a 24-34. And then new skips got found, And basically now PAL route for this Scooby-Doo game is fastest. I'm not going to get too much into the speedrun from there, because I've kind of explained a lot already. Yeah, that was quite a lot. That was quite a lot I went into. So I've definitely seen the community just kind of grow and grow. Like, I've been part of, like, the routing. I was part of, like, everything. I was part of, like, like, some of the core elements of the speedrun, like, even though we use today. And, now I'm, like, 4th place, 2057. I was like, I'm happy with that. And I kind of want to, like, move on with my life at this point. So the thing I, got from that whole speedrunning experience, that whole, like, blabbering fest I just went through was, life's short. Make the most of what you have. And, when you're in the community, don't join, like, a community or a club or anything to get world record or to be #1 or to make $1 million. Just join it because, you want to make friends. You want to genuinely play something that you enjoy, or just, you want to find a hobby that you want to pursue, Do it because, you want to, not because of, like, the benefits. It's like, it's the same reason, like, people tell you, like, don't do YouTube to make money. Start off as a hobby and kind of build your way up. And yeah, so that brings us to 2021, where I more or less kind of just stopped, am basically done speedrunning. I've done it for, like, the last 3 years of my life, and, those were really good times. There were definitely some ups and downs, like, but overall, I would say it's been a pretty positive experience in my life, and I really, at this point, like, I just, I've just kind of gotten tired, like, of grinding the game. I've played this game about this dog collecting biscuits and jumping all over the place a lot, and I wanted to focus on other things, I'm, during coronavirus season, the 2020 season, this game got a lot more options. I was happy, and also at the time, I was going through a hard time myself with my family and my job situation, and now, I'm working towards another job. I'm working towards becoming a data scientist. I don't quite exactly know what I want to do 100% there, but my plan is, work in, like, the healthcare sector of, like, health data science, and try to, like, kind of manage the money, like, the investments of, like, like, what the risks and stuff doctors should take, like, if they should invest in these things, or, like, if companies should invest in, like, this stock or whatever. That's kind of more or less what I want to do. This is, I still haven't thought it through all the way, but that's kind of my path going forward. When I look back at this, 2017 was a really hard time for me. So, as I mentioned, I had a girlfriend at the time, and then that relationship just didn't work out, unfortunately. So, I had to abandon that. And then to kind of get into a little bit of a darker topic, my father passed away, unfortunately, in 2017. It was difficult for me. I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but it was hard for me. I was like, but I was lucky to have, like, the support of my peers, my friends, to get me through it. And honestly, I guess you could say part of the reason I started speedrunning was just to, move on from, like, my past year, to move on from my father, and move on from, like, college, move to the next phase of my life, because at the end of the day, you just have to keep going. You have to keep going. You gotta, life's too short. Just, like, if you want to, like, go out there and learn skateboarding, but you think you're too old, go fucking skateboard. Like, why not? Like, if you want to, write a book, why not write it? Like, what's stopping you? Like, I get it. Motivation can be a difficult thing, but yeah, whatever you want to do, just pursue it. And that's kind of really all I wanted to say. I wanted to thank the Scooby community. Shout outs to some of my friends, of course, you can see on screen here. I guess I could probably go into like my other games, because Scooby was not the only game I ran, but this is kind of the game I had the most history with. I'll kind of briefly go into it. I also did like a couple other ones, like I did this Mario Party category extension. I did a couple like other games. I did FIFO's Night, which was also this like obscure 3D platformer I found and I wanted to try out. I tried other Scooby-Doo games. I tried my Stab at Pokemon. And more recently, I kind of developed this Scalar community. If you haven't played Scalar, it's this game about this lizard you just platform. And, you know, this Discord right here, I know you can't see it, but it started off with just like 3 people. And then now it's just kind of grown to like 20 recently, and, you know, it's just kind of nuts. There's a long story that went into that, but, you know, it was just like cool to see the growth of like the Scooby game as well as just kind of Scalar recently, and you know I really admired that about it. Like, and when I looked up to other communities like Mario Sunshine and Pokemon, like how you know they kind of started out, and now I'm kind of seeing the communities I'm part of and how they started off versus how they are now. You know, they're just so different now. Like, you know, community's still active. Like, there's definitely other games that are being run, like, more than Frights now. But, you know, it was a good time. It was definitely great. Yeah. I've kind of been rambling on for a while now. But, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to do some, you know, kind of other vloggy type videos, if anyone's interested in. I'll try to make them not as long as this, but I had a lot of history with this game, so I wanted to go into it. Yeah. For that, so I will see you guys later.